I believe that exciting times are ahead when it comes to Cardano and its native token called ADA going to the price of $10. I'm maintaining that as my price target, and that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, even though nothing I say is financial advice nor a guarantee. But if we take a look at this article right here, we will see that according to Crypto Globe Writer, it states how Cardano, aka ADA, its native token, surges over 40% in a week as whale transactions hit new highs. Now, I think this is very bullish, but if we take a look at the details, I think it could reveal something very amazing. We take a look at also this post on X by an individual called Ali_charts, showcasing how Cardano whales have been actively accumulating ADA over the past month. That's very good news in my opinion. Not to mention, with holders of over $10 million in ADA increasing their positions by 145%, or should I say a little bit over 145%. So this right here is amazing. Man, whales do really believe in Cardano, and so do I. Now, I've been talking about ADA for ages, it feels like, but then, as of right now, everyone's saying, oh yeah, wow, ADA is so amazing. But they weren't saying this not too long ago, right? When I was talking about Cardano back then, everyone said it was trash, it was caca, but as of right now, they're beginning to realize just how special it is. But to me, all of this isn't really surprising because first of all, I knew that the crypto space was going to pick up again hypothetically, and I still think there's a ways to go, by the way. But also on top of that, if Cardano was a bad layer 1 blockchain, this simply wouldn't be a reality. I mean, let's face it, right? A lot of people like to complain and say that Cardano is some complete dinosaur and that it's complete trash. And by the way, excuse this current behind me, by the way, that's like, the wind's pretty strong as of right now. But even besides that point, when I take a look at Cardano, as a layer 1 blockchain, it hasn't been left behind when it comes to the times. Because you take a look at, for instance, right? People like to say that, hey, Solana's this next best thing. Take a look at Avalanche. And they say that, oh, no one's going to beat Ethereum. But here's the thing. Cardano, despite launching like way back then, right? Its fundamentals hasn't been left behind when it comes to the times. And not to mention, you take a look at how it's just a lot better than Ethereum. At the time when Cardano launched, the standard was very caca in my opinion. People didn't mind high gas fees. They didn't mind, not having good scalability. They didn't care. But Cardano, they just took things to a whole nother level. They just didn't care. They were like, yeah, we're going to make something better that's going to stand the test of time. Years later, Cardano is still very amazing and it's still holding very strong. And I think that once this born is over, Cardano is going to achieve that status of a dinosaur. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing, but that is why I've been accumulating ADA ever since 2021. And also, I think this indicates how Cardano still has that room for growth because if you take a look at BNB did so well last cycle that it's pretty much now like a dinosaur, right? Like, the room for growth really isn't that dynamic. Also, you take a look at Solana. Solana's doing very well as of right now, and it's pretty much become a dinosaur. I think it could grow some more though, but I don't think the room for growth is that dynamic. I think after this born is over, ADA could very well be that, next dinosaur. It may seem kind of bad, but, it is what it is, right? It's a good project heading in the right direction. And I don't think it's necessarily doom and gloom because the way you take a look at it is that this, if anything, showcases how Cardano, it's withstood the test of time. And also on top of that, it's beginning to fully be recognized as one of the big players. But I never understood why people didn't like it. Maybe because the price of ADA was boring for a very long time, I understand that. And of course, it had a very big pullback, which was expected, by the way. Of course, there's going to be a bear market after a fully fledged bull run. But even besides that point, even despite ADA, I think after this bull run having a massive pullback, because hypothetically, I think it will. Let's say if there's a bear market after this bull run is over. I don't think that ADA is going to drop to the levels that we could see right now. Like maybe ADA would never go below the price of $1 ever again. We just don't know, right? Which is why, again, I do believe that Cardano is going to be something very amazing. Now, here's the thing. Cardano, very low gas fees. It's very scalable. And also on top of that, it doesn't need to rely on these random layer 2s like Ethereum. Ethereum, without the layer 2s, in my opinion, would pretty much be kind of unusable in a sense like it's just really left behind when it comes to the times when compared to other projects. Why is that? It's because these layer 2s, they eliminate the nonsense like gas fees and also scalability issues, right? But then if let's say, again, these layer 2s didn't exist, what would Ethereum do? I get it. It's proof of stake. Ethereum 2.0 was a big upgrade, but come on, right? It still can't even hold a candle to Cardano, meaning that it can't even really compare, I think, with Cardano. Cardano doesn't have the fans, doesn't have the hype, but in my opinion, it has the right fundamentals. Now, people often also like to say that, oh yeah, ADA has bad exposure. Well, ADA is pretty much listed everywhere, in my opinion. So that's all the exposure it needs. It doesn't need random advertising. You know what I mean? When it comes to Cardano, I think sometimes people don't really understand what it is, but I think if they take a look at it, they'll understand that, hey, this is arguably one of the best layer 1 blockchains out there. This could be something special here. Now, some people may argue that, hey, in the next 6 months to a year, mass scale institutional adoption or adoption when it comes to Cardano in the mass scale won't happen. Again, they might think that in the next 6 months to a year, but in my opinion, I do agree with them. Now, why would I agree with this? It's because I think that mass scale institutional adoption or just mass scale adoption in general, period, right? I do believe that it's going to take years. It's not going to happen in the next 6 months. But it doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad news when it comes to Cardano because all people care about is green. You know what I mean? Or as they say in Portuguese, verde, that means green. But yeah, besides that point, once people see, the charts going green, once they see things are in the green, that's all they care about during a fully fledged bull run. Sometimes people just don't care. Do you think that if people really cared about fundamentals, Litecoin would have a massive pump in 2021? I mean, come on, right? What is that about? If people really cared about fundamentals, they wouldn't be pumping Luna Classic. You know what I mean? Sometimes during a fully fledged bull run, people just don't care. Now, Cardano having good fundamentals, it doesn't mean that it's all useless, though. It's going to matter in the very long term. But at least in the next 6 months to a year, it won't really matter that much, in my opinion. It'll matter to a certain extent because people do want to know what a project is focused on. But generally speaking, the average individual, in my opinion, doesn't really know what Cardano is all about. I have a friend who actually holds a lot of ADA. He, till this day, doesn't really know what, Cardano is all about. He's like, oh, it's cool, but he doesn't know what a layer 1 blockchain is. He doesn't know why it's better than Ethereum. He doesn't know why, it's very fundamentally amazing and why it can compete with Avalanche or a Solana. They don't understand this, right? If you take a look at it, for instance, people really love Solana, but Solana is primarily known for meme coins. Nothing wrong with that, but in my opinion, do you really want to be known just for meme coins? Solana is very VC backed. I mean, for what it is, let's say the support that it had in the beginning, right? Even as of right now, why is the ecosystem filled with meme coins? It should be a lot better. You know what I mean? With something with those amazing investors behind them, and then the ecosystem is pretty much kind of a joke. I'm not saying that meme coins are bad, by the way. I'm bullish on them, but I expected more when it comes to Solana. I expected, having good meme coins, but also other good projects as well. But Solana hasn't really showcased that. When it comes to Cardano, I get it. The meme coin scene, so to speak, hasn't been the best, even though I made a very good call on SNEC, by the way, and this is verifiable fact. But yeah, besides that point, Cardano doesn't really have this meme coin scene, but it's known for other things, right? It's known for amazing, partnerships. For instance, I talked about what it did in Argentina, what it did with Bitcoin OS. So really, Cardano is doing massive things, in my opinion, and I think it can't be underestimated, hypothetically speaking. Now, reaching the price of $10, people keep saying it's crazy back then, but as of right now, a lot of people are not thinking it's crazy. Now they think it's not enough, but to me, I'm sticking with that. At a market cap of around $350 billion, considering current circulating supply, it wouldn't be too crazy, especially when I consider the trajectory of Bitcoin. Man, it's going ham. Am I saying that it's going to have a straight shot up? Probably not. There's maybe going to be a pullback. I don't know. But if let's say there isn't a pullback, it's fine either way. I can't predict what's going to happen in the future. I don't have a magic crystal ball, but I can only speculate. And so far, I've been correct when it comes to ADA. And also Bitcoin as well, by the way. But even besides that point, when I take a look at, where the crypto space is heading, ADA, let's say in the next 6 months to a year, I don't see why it wouldn't reach the price of $10, at least personally speaking for me, even though that's not financial advice nor a guarantee. But I'm very bullish on Cardano. It's a hidden gem. And for the people who are, saying it was caca and all that type of stuff, hypothetically, I told you so. But yeah, besides that point, ADA at the price of $10, that's still my price target. And that wouldn't surprise me whatsoever during this bull run. I mean, come on, right? There's over 500 million crypto owners as of right now. I think this bull run could be so amazing, but it's just a matter of time, in my opinion. And make sure to subscribe if you gain value from this video. I greatly appreciate it. It's only the captain, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.